Buenas amigos, ¿qué tal? Estamos de regreso and welcome to a new episode of Luxury Hospitality Talks. In this YouTube series in which I make you discover more about me, about Bia. So today's video is gonna be kind of a review, kind of like connecting dots for why am I here in the US. So when at first I had the feeling that eventually I could have started my career here, and some like reconnecting points that have been thrown during the way, and I think it was kind of worthy. Go back to check them out and connect all of those. So first of all, I've always loved the US. I've been here for the first time when I was 16. It was a study holiday. Yes, Susy, are you watching this video? Thank you to you, and thank you also to Loredana. I remember I was always the girl with the teachers, so whatever. We were sharing the accommodation in the dorm, everything, and I really enjoy that holiday. Kind of holiday, you know. I mean, it was studying, it was with MLA, and I loved my time here. It was just 2 weeks, so they passed by super fast. But still I have a lot of memory also of other cities I visit, from Washington to Philadelphia to Baltimore. Then I had the possibility of coming back here, but it was really US. It was more like the jurisdiction. It was Puerto Rico. I came back when I was 18 and it was a holiday with my parents, and still I felt something different from the other islands of the Caribbean. For sure the other islands are independent, like Cuba with all the problems, the political problem we have with the US, then Mexico, that where is my heart is. But still, Puerto Rico was unique. This mixture of two cultures, two languages which were official, and still the feeling that I wanted to learn more about it. So I said, I have to go abroad. I have to be my third year of high school in the US. Something I couldn't eventually make because in my parents' opinion I was too young, even if I really was dying for it. So I said, I cannot make it now, I will make it in my Erasmus at Bocconi. Then COVID hit. In order to enter US university, you have to have the top GPA. I was near it, but not there, you know, maybe just some decimals. So I said, I don't want to like extra pay, and then it's COVID, like gonna be everything more complicated. So I just stick to Italy. I can enjoy Europe more. That's also why I did my master in Leon. And then let's see afterward then my work gonna bring me. So deciding applying for the US. But I have something in my mind that after the first interviews I've been having for the US was like, why? I mean, why did I was thinking about this back in 2017 and 2018? Why the feeling was that strong that I had to write something very important. So for the ones who don't know, this one is a tesina, okay? So it's like a little thesis, a final paper you have to provide in high school in order to graduate. So in Italian high school, you usually have 3 written tests, one for Italian, one for, I'm talking about scientific lyceum, so the one I did. The second one that usually is math, but sometimes it can be physics. Luckily, I had math. And then a third one would be like a mix of different classes depending on the year. So sometimes we have art, sometimes we have science, sometimes we have history, Latin, or philosophy, like different of possibility. And after that, so it's the written part is like the most worthy one. You have the oral test in which you have to describe something you create on your own. That usually is around 30 pages, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Yeah, around 30 pages with all the biography. And then general knowledge from all the subjects, because sometimes you are shown some images, sometimes you are shown some formulas, and you have to develop your own speech about it. But the biggest part of the oral part would be this. So as you can see, the colors, and also I'm quite matching with my shirt, America, destination America. So I said, let's compare all the immigrants that have been to the US throughout the years. So the ones that, for example, needed to escape because of geographical disasters, such as it was a really bad it was a really bad moment for Lionel, for example, that made everyone. Let's see if I can find it here. I don't remember it by heart. So the first one, it was the immigration in the second half of the 19th century, so in 1850. Then it was the Italian one, that obviously it was a little bit later in time, and as I'm literally checking right now, there are lots of third, fourth generation Italians here. Like literally there are, every time I'm checking someone in, it has an Italian surname, and every time it's like, do you know Italian? No, but still, I know that you come from southern Italy somehow, and they speak about their home country. Then obviously the different relationship between immigrants in the main cities, such as in New York, there is a big Italian and Irish community. And then something more ideological, so not depending on the need, but something, for example, during the Second World War, some minds had to escape in order not to die under the regime. So for example, some philosopher from the Frankfurt School, or let's see, Thomas Mann, like the producer, or Bertolt Brecht. Some actors, like actress in this case, Marlene Dietrich, so Albert Einstein, Enrico Fermi, the one of the telephone. Literally everyone was escaping, because obviously here everything was freer and you can express yourself better. And last but not least, you know my love for Mexico, that here in Italy there was a special exhibition at the Munich in Milan, a museum I love. I really recommend you to go if you're around there. And it was a special exhibition about Frida Kahlo. And this was a really nice representation of her in between the US and Mexico. So her Mexican soul, and then all the novelty that the US had to bring, and also the way she could be freer, because still Mexico, and is still today, but back 100 years ago, was really conservative. And for a woman like her, who had the power, the will and power to not to succumb to man, to have a free life, to be an artist, something that obviously Mexico sometimes didn't enjoy very much, but still made Mexico famous. So obviously at the end, everyone was happy about it. And all the story also of nowadays with the war. Actually, I want to check this area out. Some friends of mine are just living underneath, some friends of mine from masters. So I really would love to see actually what is there, and why the US was so strict in making the wall even stronger, even, I don't know. I mean, sometimes immigration is good. It makes new idea, it takes new point of views, a different things that maybe if you're just saying to your country, you cannot be worth enough. So I'm not getting why the US was making every time more difficult for Mexican people to escape. So can you imagine, this little paper was with me in my shelves for years and years of my bachelor and master's. And I remember about it, I was really proud, I spent lots of hours in writing. I know that sometimes people in high school don't have that many ideas, so they try the easiest content, the easiest way of expressing, so easy themes, no preparation at all during the oral. For me, this was gold, was my life for 3 months. I remember that I spent more time in writing this than studying for the oral exam. At the end, it was everything was really good, but still, my position about this was so strong that I had to do it right. But then I completely forgot, and then I was why? Literally, after 4 years, I still have this in my mind. I still have the feeling that something gonna be linked to this. That usually, I don't know why, but in my life, lots of things happen because of a reason. Happens because I decide them to happen, and I want them to have repetitive moments in my life in order to build up myself as a person. So this is something unbelievable. And still, I'm super proud of what I've done so far during the years, during my Bocconi years, during my Glion. And stay tuned for mucho más. The next video gonna be why I chose Bocconi, some data about it, and then how I switched to hospitality. So every week gonna come something else in order for you to know better who Beatrice is. So not only the person who can see on the screen, kind of plain, I guess. I hope I can like share with you the most as I can, like the empathy I have and my way of like communicating with people, but still you can feel that sometimes it's a plane. So I want to make you like build up my 360 degrees figure in order to understand me better. And I hope you like this new content and stay tuned for mucho más here on Lex Hospitality.